rig, so you don't have to worry about whatever this logjam might end up being at the end of the season to determine who goes to Milan. And that's a big key, honestly, right now. We've seen, because we talked about disparity between the top half of Latin America versus the bottom half, but now we're seeing an expansion of that. We now have 6 teams that are all currently in the running.
Yeah.
It looked like there was only going to be about 4 or 5. So we have another runner in the race. We have a Thatcher banned out again, and we have a Glaz banned out again on Clubhouse.
Yeah. It's a mirror to what we had in the bans before, right?
It means Nomad will be allowed through. Seeing the Thatcher ban, will this be Team Liquid countering with a Kaid ban? Nope.
Echo Maestro again, or Echo Mira. Actually, it leaves them to Immortals, so they actually have a pretty good Mira play. Yeah. Both teams actually have good Mira play.
Yep.
So I actually see the Maestro would do so much damage to Liquid just because Zig is a pretty good Echo and Maestro. You take that away from him, he's not going to be as big of an... Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
one of the two.
Immortals literally have the Mira Pro League skin.
Yeah.
And they're banning it out. They've got to have something here. They're allowing Zig to keep the Maestro. They're allowing Liquid to keep the Maestro. But Immortals also start on defense. Maybe they're keying into something we haven't really seen, or maybe they really want to get off to a hot start on the defensive side, considering we've seen 2 games now on Clubhouse where the first half went 3-3 in an attacker-sided game in a 12-round game on Clubhouse between FaZe and Nip, and then we just saw an obliteration on the attacking side for Black Dragons against Red Devils.
On pretty much every side.
Yep. I mean, they only had to play 1 defensive round and they won it, so...
Technically, it's still obliterating it on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm the best kind of right. Technically. Correct, right?
Well, a little bit of a different lineup.
Oh, I love this evil line. Okay, so it's time for me to get back into my normal groove and start talking about evil eye positions and such.
Okay.
Why you put it in that position is because you usually will start destroying. I'm not a big fan of it. Both of these are basically to hold hatch, the kitchen hatch. Usually there's the wall being shotgunned to allow for extra vision, but you see there's not much in reinforcements or site preparation that's done just yet. Probably the case later on, especially having the cotton, but it's possible that Cyber and Novis just play off of the site because they're running the Alibi and the Vigil. And, you know, yeah, some people might not think that Alibi is that great of an operator with her utility, but she actually does more damage than what just meets the eye. I think I just want to leave it at that.
There you go.
And, you know, in that position, you also have control of the logistics office, which means that playing against players in the kitchen is actually a viable thing if they never go up and pressure you on the top floor, right? So there's quite a few things here to look for. Paulo will get the first kill. Zig for the second. Okay. Welcome to Latin America. They're just walking from the back, and there's nobody watching. Nesk will get another one. Okay, Liquid. All right, I see how it is. Bolt will have to rotate in, but it's being watched. PSK will find one. He's actually running the 249. Cyber will come in from the back. He impacts in to walk right into the site, but the plant's getting set on the opposite end. The Pokeball to catch them all, but it's Paulo to refrag. Cyber to go down. Liquid absolutely demolish Immortals. Flow like water.
The hell was that?
Straight to the point. I like it. He tells it like it is.
I'm caught up on the overlay, and people are dying left and right.
Welcome to Latin America.
What? Okay.
All right, but it's your second day on the job.
You're not wrong.
I get it. It's your first day in LATAM. You're not really used to it. It's fine.
I mean, the dirt rush to end all dirt rushes, I guess. That's unfortunate. It looked like Immortals were also trying to replicate some of what we saw again from NIP on their Rome game. It seems like all of Latin America have seemingly adopted this strategy out of thin air, because this was not present at SI in any of the Latin American Clubhouse games. But it seems like the majority of the region has now decided, hey, we feel like roaming on Clubhouse now, and it hasn't really worked out for anyone. There was, I think, one round that NIP really pulled it off well, and it was pretty luck-based, if I'm being honest. The rest of it has just been pretty abysmal. That is no exception to the pattern, and Team Liquid will take an early attacking round. If we see another attacking-sided Clubhouse game, I swear I'm going to lose it.
It's fine. You're not casting for the rest of the week, so...
True.
You have time to recover.
I'm going to need it.
Well...
Also, Immortals dropping the Kayad after one round.
Yeah.
Really not doing enough stalling with it, so we're going to go back to trying something else.
Good. Maybe, you know, Red Devils can learn a thing or two about that.
Adaptation. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. That's the beauty in general of Rainbow Six is about it. But here, Immortals just kind of adapt again to that strategy. Like, you know what? Hey, you want to play this dirty game? We'll play it as well. We'll try to fight you here, and Smoke is the perfect operator to have in this position. Now,
unless you just die. Paula with a beautiful shot onto Navi's, and there goes your Smoke holding dirt within the first minute. It's a lot of utility surrendered, and now Cyber dancing around, not really sure where to go. Looks like he was positioning himself towards a main stairs flank, and that's exactly where he'll go. But Sexy Cake opening up the stock hatch from above. So it looks like Liquid trying to emulate exactly what they just brought last time around. Paula holding the angle for anyone getting aggressive on the side of Immortals, and no one doing such just yet. Cyber's now retreated back underneath the kitchen hatch, which is good because the positioning last time completely allowed Liquid to push through uncontested through dirt. This time around, there will be a little bit of resistance from inside Arsenal.
just shoot him in the head, long. Alright, Sexy Cake should have enough here to open up the second hatch as well. You know, it should be perfect, exactly what he needs. Yes!
That's a thing of beauty right there.
Wonderful. That's art. Rembrandt. He would be so proud right now. Alright, grenade to come in here to clear out any barbed wire, which it does. Cyber is still in the armory, just locking down the one entry you have from here. But the biggest bonus that Liquid have is they're up one player, and they have complete control of multiple locations. Multi-pronged attacks are going to be huge for them here, but they have no idea where Cyber is. Sexy Cake will find a kill on M-King. The drone will give out information to Cyber. So now, they know they need to deal with the Jaeger, but he moves away. He takes so much damage from Paulo and then exposing himself to the other side. There's really no way the Jaeger can survive this one, but somehow he gets away. They have control here, Liquid. The back of the armory. They watch on in, and they find one in the armory. The second one spotted as well. As Bolt will find one kill. He'll find two. Cyber with one more frag. PSK, the 249 in hand, will spray to make it a 2v2. PSK is down to Cyber. Sexy is in. They'll find one on the Legion. The second one's still alive. Cyber so low on HP. 2 seconds left on the clock. They fire one another, and Cyber to clutch it. Immortals adapt and overcome the offense of Team Liquid as they tie things up 1-1. And now that's what I'm talking about.
They finally provide some resistance at the back, and hey, nobody's able to just walk straight in for free from dirt. The blue push seemed to be pushing in tandem quite well, but at the end, it was just a beautiful stand from the Legion in the depths of Arsenal. Looked like Liquid were pulling it back there, but 3 consecutive deaths in the span of 1 second. Not conducive to a successful round, so we draw even at 1-1, so we're not going to have another 7-0. The attacking side yet to be determined, but now we head to CCTV and Cash. And identical operators, barring the Bandit swapped out for a Valkyrie, and Navi's not playing Smoke anymore. Gave it one good college try and immediately got off, and now PX will facilitate that role. CCTV Cash has been a fickle beast to deal with so far tonight on the defensive side. Rafters control has been immeasurably valuable, and yet surrendered so easily for most defending teams this evening. We'll see if Team Liquid can, oh, that happened again. That's really unfortunate.
Okay, well, I'm curious about the Monty play in this situation, right? We saw the prevalence of Moltan in the previous match, right? There's no adaptation to deal with it, but in this case, just having the Maestro available is at least going to allow you to keep an eye on him. It is something, and I think one thing to highlight in the previous match is that both teams kind of over-relied on, or specifically, over-reliance on the Valkyrie. You okay?
Oh, I'm just a little shocked at the 3-man hold inside of rafters.
Oh, M-King, no!
Split seconds. That is Rainbow6 Siege in a nutshell. Split seconds.
You had one job.
A brilliant play and a botch of one. And M-King just a little slow to the draw to get on the Evil Eye, get it in position, and zap away the first exothermic charge. But now, beneath those rafters, the reinforced wall will now be completely evacuated and provide 1 point of entry to move in tandem with the garage door. And here comes.
Oh, there we go.
That's
what we talked about, by the way. Now you can see it for yourself when you burn out the top and the bottom of a wall with a breaching torch from Maverick. It just basically deletes the reinforcement. So if you haven't seen this before, well, today I learned, and this is going to be easy to deal with. The Buck just field day to destroy.
Yeah, Paula's going to rip it right open, and Zig's still down on the Pixel Repelled, looking for anyone getting a little brave on the side of Immortals. Evil Eye will readjust to gain purview in towards that giant gaping hole on the outside of the wall, and now different smoke player this time, same operator, but now PX at the top of the cache stairs will most likely be the linchpin in this defense. Can he stall out an aggression in through that giant hole long enough with those toxic babes? Can he pace them properly? Or will Team Liquid again be able to surge in? M-King will delete Paula to start things off, and the ADS is being burnt out up top by air jabs and flashbangs alike. PSK pushing up the garage ramp rafters, and ooh, taking a little bit of damage now is Nesk, who's facilitating the job of the Nomad. But Sexy Cake will at least trade out Navi's. That's your Valkyrie and your only Nitro Cell taken care of. But now Nesk has been downed and finally cleaned up now by Cyber as PSK had to back off, taking a Legion Mine to the foot. There are 15 seconds remaining, and still trying to deal with utility are Liquid. And ooh, a wide peek from Zig will result in nothing successful, and back and forth is PX. A much better implementation of the smoke play for Immortals, and they get 2 in a row on the defense. Are we finally returning to normalcy, Kasan?
Finally, because I think after a previous match and the very first round, you're like, whoa, okay, something's been going on. But yeah, we're back. 2-1, defense is doing the work. I'm happy this is going the way because now we can just, you know, talk about it in a pretty effective manner, I guess. The Maestro camera to destroy the thermite charge on the outside might not have worked, but you position yourself correctly with a Maestro and shotguns up close where they really shine, yeah, you're going to have a great day. And that's exactly what happened in that situation. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how Immortals continue to do this because, as I said, you cannot write the squad off. They're a good team. They made it to LAN the last season alongside FaZe. They took that spot away from Liquid so badly that Liquid had to make a change.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Liquid leading the charge right now in Latin America. Immortals still holding a tiebreak in first, but Liquid having a much better start. And it was Team Liquid that did not make it to Rio, the Brazilian land. It was FaZe and Immortals, the Latin American representatives, for the end of Season 8. Obviously, Liquid, the only team to make it to the grand stage for SI, so I guess they get the revenge a little bit there. But they also go out in quarterfinals, not a result that I imagine any of them are satisfied with. So now they turn their sights towards Milan, and Immortals have constantly been a team that they have to continuously run up against and do battle with to lock in that land spot. Like you said, it was Immortals that sniped from them last season, and Zig's going to take a lot of damage on an aggressive run out there from M-King downstairs, all the way by the strip wall. It's partially destroyed, and he used a Nitro Cell to do it. So M-King will still be able to provide intel from down below, and it looks like all of a sudden people are just outside the objective now, outside the jacuzzi wall, looking to push in, and Zig on low HP, being that breacher, has opened up the jacuzzi wall partially, so they can start and begin their entry, but they're going to run into the thorn in the side that is PX and that DMR shotgun, point-blank range.
Yeah, this is obviously an easy way to understand why the Thatcher ban comes out, and we touched upon it in the very first, well, the first and second time we saw the map, I guess. But you know, allowing the cut to play in this way is obviously the whole reason you do this. The Electro Claws on their own are extremely strong, and with bandit batteries you can clear them out with grenades, etc. But the Artila is just so much more difficult to deal with in that way, just because you can place it anywhere, and the bubble that basically ensues just makes it so difficult to deal with. No, he just what? What? Oh no, he got shot from the side. Novice is holding the angle. It's a rotation vault into the gym, and there's nobody holding the window from Team Liquid. This is pretty huge. They're going to try to lob a grenade onto PX in the back, but PSK is at least trying to hold on for dear life in this situation. Way too much damage done to Liquid, and with 50 seconds on the clock, this can spiral out of control if nobody takes control of logistics. But no, Paulo will find one, Cyber with a refrag. Nesk with one more as well. There's one that dropped in, and Cyber knows what's going on, but he'll miss the shots. Nesk will find the second kill. Reinforcements into the closed barrel. Gonna make it more difficult to move in and fight inside of the bedroom itself. M-King will find one as PX will miss both of his shots here with a TCSG. Is being sandwiched from both angles. They will try to go for the fight. The skeleton key to the face will take him away. Paulo with the finisher. M-King last alive with Nitro Cell having already been deployed. 24 HP left, and he can spray through the wall, but if you plan on the bed, you're not going to be able to do much against it, and that's exactly what's happening here. He'll spray, but he knows this is the bed, and the Monty's blocking directions. Team Liquid are looking to put that second round on the board on a site that is hit or miss for both sides. Castle trying to peek, or the Pulse, excuse me, trying to peek in, but yeah, there's not much that he can do. There's only two angles that he can move through, and PSK is going to keep blocking it. It's just so frustrating in this situation. I gotta feel sorry for him at that point. And these PSK pinging the Pulse like, hey, by the way, he's here. Yep, he's going to try to move in from the opposite end, but Paulo can just focus on it, and there you go. That's the last kill required. Team Liquid salvaged the round off of a bit of a rocky start, and they tied up 2-2.
Well, Gym Bedroom, like we've been saying for the majority of the night, it's actually not been played all that much, considering how many rounds were lost on the defensive side. So we've been flipping back and forth between CCTV Cash and Arsenal and Church a lot. But like you said in that final portion of the call there, it's hit or miss for the defenders. It is still defensively viable, but the strategy coming out from Liquid, honestly, Nest dropping into logistics is the whole reason they win that round. Drops in from the side on a flank that no one really from Immortals is expecting or paying attention to, paying any mind to, and all of a sudden, this piercing force from the back is now ripping through them, and there's nothing really they can do. You see Cyber on the Jaeger tried to engage through the wall, but the ACOG site against the 1X site, not a lot of a hope there. But Cyber's still leading the way right now, 6 kills currently. Matching Paula after that round, and I imagine Immortals will be well prepared for the dirt push for possibly a third time. However, it's Navi's back on the smoke, who just did not smoke well inside of dirt the second time they defended this. I really like PX's play on the smoke a lot better. I'm interested that they're swapping back and forth personnel on the same role, dependent on site, rather than who's just having the better day playing the anchor.
Again, similar Maestro camera to what we saw before. Now, last time we saw the site downstairs, it was that failed play into it, right, from Team Liquid. I really wonder what they're going to change up in this one. Nesk on the Nomad just going to set up again, and he's also going to have an air job possibly here. You don't really need it. I think it'll be a bit too much, but that's why he placed the Claymore so far away, because you can't escape both. One thing is going to kill you, that's for sure. And if you get air chapped, well, you're going to get air chapped into the Claymore, and we all know how hilarious that is.
It's a good sight to see.
Yeah, unless you're on the receiving end of it, but you know, you'll have to live with it. Now, usually that wall that M-King just blasted open is reinforced so as not to allow you to shoot into, you know, for people to shoot into you when you're playing inside of blue. But in this case, it'll be kept open. MKing will have plenty of ways to rotate in and away of blue, but also have a lot of shooting holes for him to use into either church or have his teammates support him if he's playing in there. So Sexy is going to take his time. We saw him before, how he does it, and then how he tries to, find a kill or two, and perfectly done with the breaching torch. I have to commend excellent Maverick play from Sexy, who's usually on the fragging role, but he's actually playing a flex support pretty efficiently now.
Oh, we've been seeing a lot of attacker bans that are either a Hibana, so a secondary breacher. We saw in the first run of Clubhouse between FaZe and Nip that both Maverick and Hibana were banned, but it seems like the Maverick is just chewing through any kind of ideas of bring a Kaya downstairs. Kind of the whole intention of him being able to bandit the hatches, or sorry, electrify the hatches. Now it's a new mechanic you have to deal with, but Maverick continues to just rip right through it. And oh my, okay, Bullet with 2, Zig with 1. Find ourselves in a 4v3 in the favor of Immortals, and Bullet stopping out that dirt rush once again. Diffuser gone.
MKing taking a lot of damage through the Capital crossbow bolt that was shoots right into him. No, the saw not enough. Oh man, no. Nesk is still in the back. He'll fire in. He'll get a lot of damage down. A Cyber will fall, and Sexy Cake will be the one to fall right after him. 1v3 as there's 10 seconds on the clock and no air jabs left. But Nesk, the clutch champion, is coming in. There's a lot of holes he'll have to deal with. The Meister's already down. 4 seconds left on the clock, and Nesk, he does it! Team Liquid will get the round off the back of the greatest clutcher in Latin American history. What an absolute beast.
Huh? What?
Neski! Oh!
Are you kidding?
Maior jogando do Rainbow6 Siege! I can already hear the Brazilian casters. Oh, so good! He's so good. 3 rounds on the clock. 3 rounds on top, as you can tell. Oh, man. No matter how you slice it, Immortals know they should have won the round, but when Nesk is in, he messes up with all of your calculations.
Holy Jesus, Nesk. Okay. Have yourself a day, why don't you? I can't stress this enough. Diffuser was in dirt. Unless Nesk frags out, like he did.
He knew it.
There was no way to... Why does the call on Immortals not come out that Diffuser's in dirt? Just stay in dirt, no matter what. You got Diffuser, play point-blank range with either an SMG or a shotgun inside of dirt. They have to come to you. There's 20 seconds left. Why are you standing and fighting? Who gives a crap if they get site control? They can't plant. If they can't kill you and take Diffuser away from you, they don't win.
You have a Legion. Goo mines can be placed. He was
That's
already
just
low on HP.
It's just a huge misplay from Immortals.
And Nesk was also running the ARX that has less ammo.
And he still wins it. Just an animal.
He is. Look. He's so good.
Well, it's Liquid, at least guaranteeing we're going to have another split half, at the very least. Or it'll be Liquid, replicating their miraculous success on this site, attacking it once again. And they could be up 4-2 heading into the second half, ready to defend on Clubhouse. And usually, I think I've said this about 1,000 times now, usually that's a good thing. Today, that's not a good thing. Defending on Clubhouse seems to be the biggest mystery in Latin America right now.
Well, for us at least, it means pure enjoyment. And that is just electrifying, to say the least. Nesk with a similar setup as what we saw before, the Claymore and the air jab as he comes into drone and gives teammates information, as I believe the defense is going to stick a bit closer and huddled to the site.
I wouldn't be at all shocked. I mean, they were able to repel. I mean, it was Bullet holding off that dirt push solo, and he did it beautifully. Picked up Zig and Paula in the kills. They both get corralled inside of the dirt tunnel with nowhere to go, and there's no real hope. And it looks like Cyber's going to try and peek the hatch as Sexy Cake's going to blow it open, but... Oh no, Sexy Cake ran out of ammo on the torch!
Oh, he needed just the one tiny blast.
Millimeter shy, and here comes the peek, and Navi's will finally win it out onto Zig. Finally, the smoke doing some damage inside of Dirt. The asphyxiating bolt coming out from PSK will lock down M-King, and he'll lose a lot of health once again. Spraying wildly to that soft wall, not landing anything at all, and Nesk again through the wall will drop M-King, leveling things. Cyber able to play underneath Church Hatch, but Sexy Cake tacks on. Bullet with the immediate trade down to a 3v3, a 2v3, as Bullet continues to rip through people with that T5. Stacked inside of blue with the last two remaining. It's Nesk alone, but it's not enough this time, and Liquid will drop the 6th round. Immortals able to claw back to a draw at half.
Very well done. That's the adaptation, and Liquid kind of getting a bit too cocky there. Just wanting to push. And they felt it. You know, you have that adrenaline running through your veins. There's more adrenaline than blood at that point. And unfortunately, it just does not work out. And I don't know if I want to blame it on the hatch not being open correctly or such. It had an effect, but it's not a big deal. It's just overall, yeah, you dealt with the Maestro, but then the positioning of the Jaeger in Moto was very, very efficient. He played in there. He sprayed where he knew he should have sprayed. And then the last defender playing in Church, just playing behind a box. Another one as well, playing by the middle hallway and by the entrance into Church. So just trying to place as close as possible. And losing the Thermite early on in Dirt just did not help. And yeah, Dirt pushes are nice and they don't happen as much as they did back in the day. But I think there's a reason for that. It's just they're good to have a bit extra pressure, but it's not something you can reliably rely on, I guess.
No, and I mean, Immortals had a very, very poor reaction to the first Dirt push in the first round. It just cut straight through their entire defense. After that, though, they shored up their holes. Second round, Navi's takes a peek, probably shouldn't have, and loses the gunfight, but they still are able to come back on the backs of Bullet in the depths of Arsenal. Then from there on out, all the Dirt pushes were dismantled. Realistically, Nesk is the only reason they won round number 5. That round again, that Dirt push gets dismantled in 2 pieces at once. It's Bullet playing that Legion inside of Dirt that has been the saving grace for Immortals, stopping that Dirt push, and as soon as that Dirt push gets stopped, there's too many crossfires on the rest of that blue push that Liquid were trying to execute on.
All right, Zik back on that Maestro. We talked about how effective he is on the operator, right? So it should give Liquid a bit more flexibility. In general, most players are going to be pretty effective on the Maestro when you give someone an LMG with an ACOG and 81 rounds, very controllable recoil, and all of that. But these are specialists. These are people that play the operators very well, so they know the ins and outs and the positioning. That's more than just being able to get kills off.
Well, looks like PX is going to be the first point of engagement. Whoever's playing up inside of Rafters. Looks like it's Zig on the Maestro. He's currently on his Evil Eyes. You've also got Sexy Cake looking through holes in the floor, and yep, it's Zig posted up inside of Rafters. He's got a deployable shield to help him out for any kind of angles as anyone ascends those rafter steps. No one really pushing right now from Immortals, and we're actually deceptively low on time right now. Approaching the final minute in the round, and Immortals have stacked themselves on pretty much every conceivable angle. PX outside of Garage, 1 man outside of Square Wall, and then you've got 3 for Immortals, all pushing in through Construction side.
Look at the amount of rounds that are still left with Sexy Cake on the shotgun. I actually didn't spot, but I'm not sure if PSK is running shotgun or not. But on this side, you can just get away with... Oh, no, well, we can't see it anymore. PSK is dead, and Immortals with a pretty good entry, but the problem is, look at the amount of time left, Flint. There's just so much... Oh, no, ADS. And actually, there's one put on the outside. Sexy Cake will find the kill on Novi's to make it a 4v4 in 25 seconds. It's not great. We'd love to have grenades to kind of isolate your opponents, but smoke grenades is going to be pretty darn good here. Try and do something with it. The one's going to be vaulted back. He runs away. Sexy Cake is still alive. The Maestro is available to deal with them. There's no air jab to push him back. We'll find one kill from Sexy Cake. PX with a refrag, finally taking down the Clyde. Maestro will come back in. His Bullet will find one. PX with another. Diffuser's not been set just yet, but Nesk is still alive and just a second too late. He'll find one. ducking and weaving, trying to stay alive. Will pre-fire by the opposite end. The flash will come out from the Habana. PX is somehow still alive, and Bullet will find him. Immortals win round number 7 and put one more on the board. This is a hell of a fight. And there's a reason why these two teams are at top of their game and on top of the board for Latin America.
Desperation flooding of the objective works out for Immortals in the end there. Their time control was not spectacular. They never cleared out Zig in the rafters until the very, very last moments when they already piled into the site and tried to get the plant off. And then Nesk, milliseconds away from being the savior once again. Oh man, the timing. The timing is heartbreaking, and Liquid not even going to screw around. They're going to head right downstairs now. They're not going to even reattempt CCTV cache. Honestly, after that round, I'd be inclined to reattempt it.
Yeah.
You're able to stall out Immortals for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It comes down to just a flooding of the objective from attackers, and they win their gunfights. That's a coin flip every time. You've got the utility on the defensive side and the better weapons to play close range. Things like one gunfight goes differently, and that's an entirely different round. I'd be inclined to try it again. I'm not a pro player. Liquid are going to head downstairs. I don't hate the decision either. They're also bringing the Kaid and the Bandit.
All right, Nesk this time actually playing the Maestro. Zig opting for the Kaid. Okay, so it's again that flexibility. The top teams in the world really do like to switch around. And the Evil Eye, I'm not sure about that Evil Eye position for the second one. One deeper into the armory will still give you the same kind of level of information without being too far ahead. And Novi's running the Twitch it doesn't destroy the Evil Eye, at least if the eye is not actually open, but at least it'll disable it when hit from the side, right?
Interesting, the Bullet is running breaching charges on Nomad instead of Claymore, which is usually the most standard lineup. You line up an air jab with a Claymore and make sure that anyone passing by one of those air jabs gets yeeted or yoked into the Claymore.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. But he's going to use one of those breaching charges to cut off the hallway rotation. The second one to look right beside, and this might actually destroy the Kaid that was set up on the soft ceiling right beside the hatch. I don't think he even clocked that it did, but it looks like the electrification of that hatch has now been dismantled. And
well, basically a lucky breaching charge, right?
Yeah. If it works, it works. Looks like they're going to drone it out, and they're not checking the hatch immediately. Actually, MKing doesn't care about the hatch right now, because it's not his job right now, but hey, Immortals smothering around the site right now. They're getting this chokehold around every possible entry, as is typical, but it's going to be the execute and what they can open up as far as angles onto the defenders, because everyone knows the defense on Clubhouse downstairs, very, very easy to hold if you're not pressing these defenders out of the common angles.
There you go.
Another Kaid.
Yeah, the Electric Claw has been sniped by Novi's. We talked about the Twitch, and we talked about how Latin America is actually one of the only region that actually will run Twitch, and you saw her in the top 10 most picked operators on attack for the region. So there's the effect. You talked about it, and Electric Claws are much more difficult to spot and snipe, but it works out well. And Sexy Cake will be taken away as Novi's continues to really cause havoc for the defense, taking away their utility. But Zig is just going to pack up and go. Novi's going to be taken down. Cyber with a refrag onto Zig. But now, what will the plan be? You still have to try to find an opener, but they just walk right on in. The wall cannot be open. PSK finds 2 for free, and everyone is just being lit up. PSK with a third one on the board. Bullet will fire in, but Neska's ready. And Immortals fall at the seams, having no Thatcher there, which just, yeah, sure, you dealt with the hatches, but you didn't really open anything. And if you're not going to go for church take or open up to push armory with that soft wall on the side, then what's the point? 4-4.
PSK standing tall and behind that bar downstairs, and it looked like it was all going to hell once again for Liquid, being at the man disadvantage, but Immortals pressed for time and indecisive as to which push they wanted to go for. They had the hole opened up on that first soft wall into Arsenal, and they also had the access in through Moto to Church.
Yeah.
And you can see them flipping back and forth in those dying seconds. Where do we go? What do we do? They chose Church, and PSK made them pay for it.
Yeah. He was praying for it. He pushed in and he just prayed, give it to me. 3 kills all lined up. Blessed.
Well,
now, up into gym bedroom.
Yeah, no CCTV cache. Liquid playing with fire a little bit. They still have it accessible to them. Like I said, I'd be inclined to run it again. I don't think their defense was bad on it. I think it just comes down to that coin flip of the gunfights at the end.
That's very true, but I think that's why they want to not play it first, just leave it for later. Maybe they kind of found how to change it. They want to play a site that, you know, they still haven't played first, and then just, you know, be able to rotate around to it, because this way they can try this, see how their opponents adapt to it and try to play against it, and then, you know, if they win it, then they can go to cash because they already have something and play for it, and then, you know, maybe they win cash, they can, you know, go back to another site. It's just, it's having that rotation just gives you a bit more options than just trying to force a site time and time again. Wink, wink, Red Devils. You know, it just, at some point, even if you won that bottom site, yeah, but it took you so long to rotate away from Church that just, you don't have any more flexibility. And this is another bit of information that teams have to look out for, is this the site rotation. And, you know, you can't just neglect it. Now, PX is going to go through. I believe that George already opened the bottom side of it. And as we said, this should just completely destroy the reinforcement, and this will make it super easy for... Yeah, there you go. This is actually pretty good. The fact that he didn't completely open the bottom side, just so he doesn't get shot, but it only opened up one side of the wall.
They also don't have a buck to open it up easily. So
they have... there you go. Got ITA. That's the flexibility of having the Jackal.
You can also see that they're very worried about Sexy K going for any peeks coming up main stairs, and a lot of shots would rattle off, but not a single one will connect, and now he'll be droned out again just to reaffirm his location. Navi's looks like he's holding out for any window peeks to allow Bullet some maneuverability out on this balcony, looking in towards Jim, and awaiting the peek from Nesk. And I gotta imagine if you're Nesk in this scenario, you don't want to get too aggressive, but you don't want to be complacent and allow them to overwhelm Jim to the bathroom hallway. If you can just alleviate the one-man pressure on the balcony looking in through Jim window and Bullet, it's a whole different story for you and the entire team. So Nesk gonna be a very crucial pivot point in this round if he tries to jump out and grab Bullet. If there's an air jab deployed on the window, you can see him getting closer and closer to that construction window. He'll get drawn out and Zig rocking the M870 on Bandit, a complete surprise.
What up, all you casual players? Oh, man. Unless you're literally in, like, kissing distance, that M870 is not going to do too much. A 1 kill and a quick refrag from Liquid and Immortals. 2 more for Immortals, as Liquid will put 1 down as well. That's Novi's out of play, 3v3, but the health is all up to Liquid and 1 player down. So that'll shut down the diffuser being planted. PSK perfectly timed to play in, even person being air zapped at the end, just for fun. Team Liquid go up 1 more round. Will Immortals take this? Will Liquid be on top and on match point? Will it go the distance?
Will it? We'll see. It'll be up to Immortals to win this round. Because if not, they're going to sacrifice the ability to have 3 points out of it entirely. It's been an attacking-sided Clubhouse day overall. All 3 games now have been attacker-sided. I think now this game has just shifted defender-sided, with Team Liquid taking the slight lead on the defensive side. But it's precarious. Like I said, Liquid on this CCTV cache hold, it really did come down to the end, really down to the wire. I imagine, honestly, if Immortals stall out as much as they did last time, that it should be a Liquid win. Then you gotta go back downstairs, and really PSK was your savior, was your ace in the hole, really. the last time you defended downstairs. Is that a safe bet? It's a lot up in the air still, and usually we don't feel this uneasy about clubhouse defenses, but it's been a weird day, and I imagine Immortals are just trying to tack on with that run of incredibly weird scenarios and take over some attacking rounds and rip this win away from Liquid.
Yeah, and you know, it's as I said in the previous round, the start of it, like this is in Liquid's head. With the site rotation kept in mind, what they really would like to do is to just, hey, let's try out Gym Bedroom. If it works out, then we're good to go, and if it doesn't, then we still have access to, you know, another pretty good site that kind of gives us more of a guaranteed win, even though we couldn't win before, and in that case, it's of course cash. You know, but you learn from the mistakes that you made, and you know, now the big thing is, well, how does this site go? Because if they can take it, then hey, if you're Liquid, you're sitting pretty. You're on match point. You guarantee at least 1 point. Oh no! Predicted.
They don't get the wall open. Sexy Cake will drop PX. Now the good news is he's got kill holes all along the bottom and the top, so they might be able to repel and find an Electro Claw placed on the wall. It's tricky though. So M-King has the possibility of opening up the wall. He's just gonna have to get immeasurably lucky. Navi's will fall, but Sexy Cake will they'll trade with each other incidentally. So Liquid in a 4v3 advantage. Oh my, it was Navi's just trying to push into the site brazenly, and it did not work out well for him. He's at least able to clear out Sexy Cake, but he's already done the damage necessary. That Electro Claw remaining intact on the wall, and Immortals have gone for a full rotation into a construction push.
Intact doesn't play on either of these teams. Just saying. But you saw the bulletproof camera being played by the mute. A lot of teams and a lot of mute players will rock the C4 in this situation. Who's playing from below? They're waiting up. No, PSK jumps up right into M-King. He's prone on the floor trying to play against him. Well, smoke grenade's gonna get tossed in, but there's a bulletproof camera that, guess what, sees through the smoke. Gonna fire the Maestro in the back, and a free kill for Bullet. Well done. 2v3, the C4 connects, but they're so low on HP. They'll walk in, 1 bullet to take down 1. Bullet with the refrag onto Palu. And Nesk, the clutch master, he's already done it once in a 1v3, now 1v2 with M-King so low on a health. Even the MPX can do this. And he comes in from the opposite end. Oh no, if he can take down Bullet, this can be absolutely massive. Does the Nomad know this? Does she even have utility set against it? Hill, no! Bullet is ready! And Nesk will go down. The power of the Air X200 being shown there. Up close and personal, quick fire will take him out. And I think at this point, it's more the Air X than the air jabs. And we're gonna go to the distance.
We are confirmed going the distance. 3 out of 4 games.
It's a marathon.
Welcome to casting with me. At least we got one quick one.
Hey man, it's fine.
It is. It's lovely, honestly, to see these incredibly close games. I'm kind of sad that we hyped up Black Dragons and Red Devils so much.
Yeah, because
and it turned into an absolute flop.
I mean, we hyped up this game pretty well. So, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we tooted that horn quite well. 16 kills for Bullet.
He's having himself a day. It's a top-heavy Immortals right now versus a much deeper Liquid as far as kills are concerned.
Yeah, only Zig kind of trailing behind, but
playing a lot of support roles is Zig.
Yep.
And dying a lot dirt as a thermite is Zig.
And that's really fine. It does connect.
Yeah, you can get both of them with 1 Electric Claw.
Oh, that's so sweet. There you go.
Bad news is you can nav open a hole and spot it pretty easily. It's a pretty predictable corner. But there's also a Twitch drone from Navi's. There are ways to handle that.
Exactly.
It's just if Immortals will be ready for it, I imagine they've seen this strategy time and time again. And once again, the Electric Claw being placed on the soft ceiling.
It got breaching charged before, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Novice is bringing anything of the such here. Zig is going to actually pick up his Electro Claw. They're running both the Cloud and the Bandit, so, you know, that's the duo. The Jackal will detect 1, but that's the Maestro. Unfortunately for the Jackal, which is not really great information for you.
Looks like Zig's going to put that electric claw back up top inside of the dirt wall. So he's just pulling it off in anticipation of, I don't know, a Twitch drone coming in. Maybe they're reading into that, but the Jackal pings will come out from Cyber to identify at least one member of that double stack from Liquid inside of dirt. I imagine it'd be Sexy Cake, because Zig has spent an inordinate amount of time downstairs.
Yeah, Novi's just holding off. Nobody pushing against him here. Nobody actually playing directly in blue. Jaeger more often than not plays in that position just to have ADSs. Sometimes some of them will just juggle the ADSs as well. Air jab in a normal position, I guess, here just to hold off any rotations between the two. C4 will not connect, but drones will at least be lost, and still default cameras available for Liquid. A minute 23 here as PX will open up the hatch into Moto. So can drop in at any point in time. Novi's, though, actually moving up quite a bit. One moving to the opposite end of the site by Church. And Paulo will put himself behind the blue generator. Liquid so far have not really been pushed or really challenged, but there are some positions, some angles being held by Immortals here. Oh, yes. Okay, at least he puts one.
Device is set.
Pretty common spot that we've seen all night from the air jabs, and as well, it's pretty noticeable. If anyone inside the church just turned the corner and looked at it, they could shoot it well before being within range. But with time ticking away, we still remain in a 5v5. Not a single member in the lobby is taking a hit point of damage. Looks like smoke's coming out, but no, Sexy Cake will get eradicated by Bullet before the smoke can detonate. And now Bullet will grab one. M-King with another one onto Zig through those map holes and pushing through Church. M-King with a second now onto Paula. And there goes Bullet cleaning up PSK. It's a 1v5 for Ness to work his way out of. He did the 1v3. Takes out half the HP on Navi's, but taking a stray bullet to the side, down to 75 at K9. Turning his attention back towards main, will spot the smoke and now rotate in towards blue. A myriad of pings strewn across the inside of Church, but not a lot of accurate information remaining as everyone in Immortals will peel back. One will fall into the hands of Nesk and Cyber, a second one taking damage, but Navi's will win it out from inside of Arsenal beside the dummy rack, and that is Immortals, guaranteeing themselves a point. Will it be all three? Or will we have another tie?
I wouldn't be surprised if we had another tie. It really just depends on where Team Liquid will go. Are they going to go back to Church? Are they going to pick another site? Yes, they will go back to Church. All right. We've already had a tie in the evening. Of course, that was game number 1, INTZ Pain, which is actually a pretty sweet match on Bank. The 7-5 of phase of NIP, that was this close also to being a tie on this very map. So, yeah, we've had a pretty electric evening for Latin America. Yeah, everybody except for Red Devils kind of giving it their all, getting good results throughout the match. But will be the change for Team Liquid in this one. They run the same lineup as they did before in terms of operators, except for the Maestro. Now Nesk is actually running the Legion, so you're going to have a bit more of these traps to alert them, possibly from any drops. It plays in blue. It's always, you know, Legion is not just there to do the damage, especially now that the actual pure damage is nerfed, but also there to give out information on your enemy's position. When, you know, a lot of people sometimes were asking, like, I saw this in the last week or something, where somebody asked, well, why don't the teams and the players just kind of push players that they know have stepped in goo mines? And, like, you don't really always have that opportunity, and you have to watch out. Maybe there's more players, another one that's watching their, you know, their back, etc. You don't know. And unless you are in a position where you're kind of forced to do it, then more often than not, you just won't, and just at least be happy and content with the information and relay it to your teammates.
You can see Nesk upstairs on the main floor inside of the bathroom. He'll most likely get Jackal pinged out, and I imagine that's exactly who Cyber has identified, as he was the furthest off site for the most amount of time. And now a Twitch drone from Navi's will head downstairs, I imagine, to try and identify and remove the Kaids or bandit batteries off the walls, as Thatcher's been banned this entire match, and honestly, it just exemplifies how much of a shortcut and how easy Thatcher is in comparison to some of the other routines that these teams have had to take. And another Nitro Cell will not connect. Sorry, that was a breaching charge. We're waiting on PSK's Nitro Cell to be launched over the church wall.
Not a single one of these Nitro Cells have connected today.
That's why I jumped the gun, because I've just been expecting it to not hit the whole time.
Yeah. Well, the hallway into Armory is still left soft. So there's a possibility of pushing through there. Of course, if you had a Zofia, it would make things easier. Same for an Ashe, who's actually not been present in this matchup. So I think the highlight, both teams have kind of been preparing for more technical operators, I guess. But an Impact to come up, and Zig kind of destroying whatever is available there.
Impact Trick going to take down that exothermic charge and triggering more Elysian Mines. Navi's take a little bit of damage, and hey, look, it's another botched Nitro Cell. So PX will do his best with what's remaining in the Surrey Torch on the Maverick to open up the kitchen hatch, and it looks like Nesk is going to try and challenge this once again. Seeing a peek hole and just missing the head of PX. We're going back and oh, what a shot by PX down through the hatch, through his own Maverick holes. The All-Star for Liquid, Nesk dispatched of with ease, and now Immortals looking to surge off that momentum with 30 seconds remaining, looking to charge head-on into Church.
Sexy Cake in the back here. PX will find another one. That Sexy Cake taken down. Novice with another one on a Zig. Team Liquid falling apart. A very solid play from their opponents. They'll find one more kill. PSK has done so much work in this situation, in this exact position 2 times now, but the Armory being open. Paulo will find one more. They're going to walk in. PSK will find 2, and he gets him. The Bandit to connect to Liquid out of nowhere. They scramble and find the round 6-6 to tie it up. And on Church, it's the number of the beast that'll prevail. A wonderful draw and yet another tie for evening. The day and the standings change as well. It's just FaZe Clan are not at the top. NIP and FaZe are kind of fighting one another to try and break into Immortals Liquid. We're still at play day number 8. There's still 6 more to go after this, in which the difference between the top and FaZe, basically, if you look at it, FaZe would have right now have 12 points.
Yeah, 12.
And then number 1 has 18.
16.
16. They're only 4 points away from other. That's the top 4 teams in Latin America. That's pretty sweet.
It's wide open.
Yeah.
There's 6 teams in the race right now for Latin America. Granted, things can change. But I mean, that's deeper than EU right now. That's deeper than
Even
NA right now.
Yeah, when it comes to how tight the scores are, yeah, there's no one running away with all the points and just moving forward. If you look at NA, EG are kind of sitting pretty up top, right?
Yep.
They were contested early on. Reciprocity were definitely giving them a hard time, but they went on the week after it, well, the day after in that situation for Super Month.
Yeah.
And they brought it back and just went back to the top.
Wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. An insane set of games tonight.
Yeah, I think to cover up the entire insanity, there's a caster cam thing that was spotted by the production team. So we actually don't know what these are. They just say, hey, it's in here. Do you want to see it? And yeah, let's see if it actually captures the entire playday correctly. So let's go to that. The Meister's already down. 4 seconds left on the clock, and Nesk, he does it! Team Liquid will get the round off the back of the greatest clutcher in Latin American history. What an absolute beast.
Huh? What? Huh?
I think that describes it pretty well. That's
Crazy
the entire night.
Crazy night. Yeah, right there, us standing up in complete shock and awe. Man, that has happened too many times tonight. Just crazy clutches.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, thank you very much for watching. We casted the first 2 play days of this season.
We did.
It was pretty fun. Most of our games went the distance. I hope you enjoyed it. Friday, we'll be back for Europe, 1900 CET.
That's the real time this time, not the wrong time, not an hour early.
Yeah, Kicks and Terror will be on that, so rejoice, I guess. There'll be a lot of information as well. We'll repeat through all the changes we had in balancing, but also talk about EU Challenger League that is in a very special position as well. And as we said, we want to highlight CL. We want it to have more of a forward position, and EU is kind of leading the way yet again in putting it at the top of the pedestal. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Milosh. This has been Robert. His first week on the job here on Pro League. Devin, we still love you. I know you're hearing us, but thank you very much for watching.